A Virginia pastor is trying to keep young people out of trouble.
I came through homelessness and drugs and everything, so what I'm doing now is giving back.
See how he's doing it.
These days, it's a lot of shootings and stuff. Yeah, and so I stay out the streets and in church more.
Plus, she's the most awarded female gospel artist of all time. CeCe Winans shares her passion for the next generation, all on today's 700 Club Interactive. Well, good morning and welcome to the show. Let's take a look at this week's top 5 trending stories.
Number 5, a child shall lead them. Facebook friends have viewed this 4-year-old worship leader's video more than 2 million times. And now, Caleb Tyler Serrano is lighting up the stage.
Are you a worship leader
Yes.
of the whole church?
Yes, because my papa is here.
Here on NBC's Little Big Shots.
Papa, stand up. Come on, come on. Yeah, come on, yeah.
At number 4, staging a classic. The Amazing Grace Broadway musical will begin its national tour in D.C. at the new state-of-the-art World Stage Theater inside the Museum of the Bible. It's the story of the man behind the song.
I was embarrassed. I didn't know anything about him when I started this project. And now, of course, I feel like the world needs to know John Newton.
Its 8-week run begins November 18th. At number 3, a return to the big screen.
I would consider myself a spiritual person. I'm not hot, but I'm not cold either.
Following her War Room acting debut, best-selling author and Bible teacher Priscilla Shirer returns to the big screen.
I did not know if I would ever do another film ever again, not because I didn't want to, but because why would anybody ask me to do that again? That's what I was thinking.
Shirer joins Dennis Quaid, Cloris Leachman, and Trace Atkins in I Can Only Imagine, the film based on the popular song by Mercy Me band member Bart Millard.
Bart Millard really made a decision to discover his gift because he had a strong teacher who said, "You're going to do it, because I see something in you that you do not see in yourself." And so I could not pass up the opportunity to be able to just play that. It's a little small part, but I think it's a pivotal part to this story that led to a song that has blessed people the world over.
At number 2, the Facebook family grows.
Facebook has always been about building community and relationships.
With founder Mark Zuckerberg announcing he and his wife Priscilla Chan are expecting their second child.
Itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout.
What? I'm a dad now. This is what I listen to. Jarvis also likes
a dad times 2. Now to number 1, live on stage.
Next spring, Sight and Sound Theaters presents the greatest rescue story of all time.
Sight and Sound Theater announces Jesus live on stage for its next production. And we got an inside scoop on the storyline, 3 years in the making.
It's the love of God coming to earth, rescuing mankind. It's the greatest rescue story we've ever produced.
Well, joining us now is Ephraim Graham for more on this. And so Caleb didn't make number 1, huh?
No.
What's up with that?
No.
Who makes these editorial decisions? I got a dispute.
I got a couple of people, but that little guy, oh my, 4 years old. Gets to lead worship. His church is in Greensboro, North Carolina. His grandfather is there behind him, you can see, but viewed more than 2 million times on Facebook alone. And then he steals the show from Steve Harvey on Little Big Shots.
Oh, he owned that stage.
He owned the stage.
At 4, he owns the stage.
And he actually it has the crowd in the audience stand up, and he leads them in a worship song before he leaves that stage there. Really cool kid. Cool kid.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
Caleb is supposed to be a name for somebody old.
I know.
And here he is 4. So,
and when you watch and listen to him, he's got a very old soul.
Old soul in there?
Yes, at 4. At 4, he sounds very commanding. I like him a lot. Good kid.
We can only imagine what it'll turn into.
We can only imagine.
And that's a really bad segue to the next
No.
one. The movie.
The movie.
What's going on?
It has been shot already. It was shot in Oklahoma. It won't be released until next year in the spring, 2018. Cloris Leachman, Trace Atkins. We see that Priscilla Shirer has a role in it. She is amazing. To be a Bible teacher in a Dunn War Room as the lead actress and to do as well as she did. That was a box office surprise for many people, the film.
Yeah.
And she was phenomenal in it. I commented to her, I just didn't know how you managed to turn on the tears, literally on cue, and it took work. But she said that she didn't think anybody would ask her to act in another role.
Again.
But here we are. The Irwin brothers approached her. So she worked with the Kendrick brothers. Now she has the Irwin brothers come and shared the story with her, and she wanted to be a part of it. Turns out Bart Miller didn't even sing, and he took music, choir, as the easy A, not really wanting to do the work and had really no interest. But his teacher said, no, I can hear you sing. You're not going to get by in this class. You're going to do the work. And Priscilla Shirer portrays that teacher, which is a pivotal role in the film. And the film is about the song and what led to the song and his strained relationship with his dad and how difficult things were, but how they managed to reconcile that relationship and get things on a great footing. And his dad comes to Christ before he dies. But a great story, and Priscilla Shirer is, I'm sure, going to be phenomenal, even in that small role that she may think it is.
Well, I think it's more than a small role because, just take that out into real life. That's a real story.
Absolutely.
And obviously a very pivotal moment in a young man's life. And so often we can fill that role.
Absolutely.
We can see gifting, we can see talent, we can see future, and all it takes for us is to call it forth.
You got that right.
And just say, yeah, you've got it, whatever it is, you've got it, and let's work on that.
Absolutely.
Let's develop that.
Yeah, we are grateful because I think that song is the most played Christian song ever. And to listen to it even today, it still touches you, moves you to tears, and it's nice to see the story behind it.
Okay, let's go into the Museum of the Bible. They're getting into Broadway, which is great. They've got to open first, though. So when are we going to see the opening?
We are looking forward to the opening in the fall, and then come November 18th, that is when the Broadway play Amazing Grace will begin its tour, and it's going to begin its tour at the Museum of the Bible, which will be beautiful. I have not seen this show. I want to see the show. I'm very moved by the story behind the song of Amazing Grace, and only learned about it because of learning about the play. I was like, I had no idea what led to the song.
Newton?
No, and I was ashamed as that woman was that I was like, I had never heard that either. So she was saying she felt like this story had to be told to the world, and I'm glad she did. I said, I knew the song, was moved by it. My grandmother sang it to me, but I had no idea the story behind it.
Okay. That, again, was another pivotal moment in history.
Absolutely.
And his influence on British society, Victorian society, and then to this day, that is a
brilliant story to be told.
You talk about I can only imagine. That's
bigger. That is wow.
It's not many songs that date from it's been 170 years that still have that kind of connection.
Absolutely. And if you haven't seen the play, like I haven't seen the play, I encourage you to follow me and let's see it when it gets to the theater.
Okay,
Indeed.
Let's go on to Sight and Sound. I've been there in Lancaster County, and it's an amazing theater.
It is an amazing theater. That was my first time. Actually, it was just this past Friday that I went to go visit to hear them release what the new production was going to be. They opened the story of Jonah that night as well. That's what they're playing this season. To be in the theater and to watch that theater transform, literally there are moments in there that you feel like you are underwater. That's how well they staged that production.
How do they do it? You don't
the
get wet, do
stage,
you?
no, the stage literally surrounds you. You start to see bubbles everywhere, and then all of a sudden, what looks like, animals from the sea are floating around you. It is so beautifully done. Now they're about to do Jesus Christ, the greatest rescue story ever told. This play for them has been 3 years in the making. It takes 3 years from concept to creation to stage of production. So this year they're in the final stages of it. But how exciting is that? I want to say last year they had more than 1 million people come through those doors. And Sight and Sound Theater, especially in Lancaster, is a destination place because they don't have 1 million people just, in their neighborhood to come and see their shows every night. People come from all over by the busloads to see the productions, and they are moving. They literally do bring the Bible to life right there around you. It's good to see.
Okay. Well, if you want all the latest on positive and uplifting entertainment news, Ephraim's got a weekly show. It's called Studio 5. You can watch it on Roku, Apple TV, or go to our website, cbn.com/Studio5. Well, coming up, she's one of only a handful of artists to have a star on both the Hollywood Walk of Fame and the Nashville Music Walk of Fame, plus be a member of the Gospel Hall of Fame. CeCe Winans, the legend. She's going to join us live right after this. Well, CeCe Winans sang her first church solo when she was just 8 years old, and she hasn't looked back. Despite her multiple awards and gold and platinum albums, CeCe has always been about worshiping God and giving back. Take a look.
She's the most awarded female gospel artist of all time. CeCe Winans has won 10 Grammys, 20 Dove Awards, and a host of others. She's also the co-pastor of Nashville Life Church in Tennessee, along with her husband, Alvin Love. After almost a decade, she's released a new solo album. Her newest project, Let Them Fall in Love, features inspirational music with a fresh new sound.
Well, here we got CeCe. You're a legend. It's an honor to have you. It's wonderful to have you here.
Thank you.
But
Good
I've got
to be here.
ask you, why 9 years? Why
9 years?
Why the gap?
Well, within those 9 years, BB and I, we put out a project. But then my husband and I started a church about 5 years ago, and that just took all of my attention.
That's a full-time job.
It's a full-time job. It's an awesome job. It's a privilege, but it is full-time. So I had to focus on it. We had to focus on it together. And probably towards the end of 2015, I realized that we kind of had a little groove going so I could focus on my music again. So it didn't mean for that much time to go by.
Okay.
It went
Is it going to be in
fast.
9 years before the next one?
Oh, no. I don't think so. But you know what?
So
you
next
never
year you're
know.
going to come back, we're going to have a new one. I'm going to hold you to it.
I did not say those words.
I did.
But you say you did. But we'll see. I just want God's perfect will to be done. But I'm so excited about this new project. Even though it's been that long, I think it was worth the wait. I think it's my best project yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got a little bit of a different sound on it. Why?
Yeah, it's very different. Why? It was my son's vision. That's why. He came to me about 6 years ago and said, Mom.
They grow up, don't they?
They do. Mom, just trust me. I was like, absolutely not. Why should I trust you? He was like, I got the sound. It's going to be different, but it's going to be relevant. It's going to have some more of a throwback feel. It's going to be really popular with my generation, but yet it'll be true to who you are. And I was like, Alvin, I don't know. And all I can say is he did it.
He did it.
He did it.
You like it.
I love it. I played it for my mom.
Alvin's done good.
My mom, who's 80 years old, Alvin did really good. Alvin the third did really good. She listened to it. She's like, oh, I love this. So I can see every generation is something that everybody will embrace. So I'm excited.
What do you want a listener to get from the CD?
It's entitled Let Them Fall in Love. And I knew I wanted that to be the title before I even heard the songs. After being gone away for so long, being busy full time, I was like, Lord, if I'm taking out the time to do this, I need you to show up in a special way. And my prayer is that people will their hearts will be turned towards God, and they will fall in love with Jesus. If they're not a believer, I want them to become a believer. And those of us who already know the Lord, it's time for us to go a little bit deeper, you know? And that's my prayer.
I think you can sort of make a critique of Christianity in America that have we left our first love? Have we gotten so busy doing the work of ministry that we're, you know, we haven't put him first. We're not loving him with our all our heart, all our soul, everything within us. You know, and to get back to that.
We got to get back to that.
That's the place of everything.
That's
the place of energy, joy, peace,
revival,
everything.
Everything's from there. And so that's my prayer for believers and non-believers, that we would that we would get a revelation of who he is. Because when you get that, you know, then
you'll never be the same.
You'll never be the same.
And you want to stay there.
Yes.
You want to stay there.
You got to live there.
All right. We've got a little bit of a sample. You sang it earlier on the 700 Club, and so let's take a look.
Waking up, another heavy heart and burdens I can't bear. Does anybody care? Seeing more of what I'm missing, less of what I have to share. Miles away from what I need, and yet so close when I'm in prayer. That's when I close my eyes.
Well, that single is called Never Have to Be Alone. And I think that's a message for a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people. And especially young people, millennials, you know. You hear a lot of, because you hear a lot of people suffering from anxiety and fear and emotional issues. And I think I shouldn't say I think, I know it goes back to what we said, falling in love with Jesus and making sure he's first and that you're spending that intimate time with him. Because it's in those times that you realize you're not alone and that no matter what you're facing, God can handle it. You know, he's already worked it out. And when you understand his sovereignty, his greatness, his power, there's no reason to fear. You know, you can sit back and say, everything looks crazy, but everything's going to be all right.
Are you finding with your millennials that a lot of them have grown up without fathers? Or are you seeing that a lot?
We're definitely dealing with a lot of fatherlessness. But more so than that, I think that would be the number one issue. But after that, a lot of them just did not have the examples. They weren't taught how to be true disciples, you know? And so teaching them how to be disciples, how to stand on the word, how to confess the word, you know, it's hard for them to experience bad times and really know that this too will not last, this too shall pass away. It's teaching them to persevere and understand that God's word is true no matter what.
It took me a long time to figure out discipline is part of being a disciple.
Come on, that's
it took me a long. Is that a struggle? Is that a struggle with millennials? Because you have to discipline your life to stay in the Word, to stay in His presence. You just can't.
It's not about how you feel. It's not about how you feel, but like you said, it's discipline. You can't be a disciple without discipline.
That'll preach.
That'll preach. That'll preach. But it's true. And I don't think it's just millennials, but I think all of us as believers have to understand that God's will does not automatically happen. You know, it's his will for everybody to be saved. You know, it's his will that we all walk in total victory because he paid for it. But there's a discipline that we have to put in place in order to walk in victory. And
there's also great love and great mercy in that because the realization for me was God actually believes I can do what he's asked me to do. He actually thinks I can do it.
That's amazing. That's an amazing thought.
And you just go, okay,
yeah.
if you have faith in me, all right.
I can do it.
Here
that's so sweet. I'm going to use that over and over again. That God believes I can do it.
All right, well, I'm going to use the CD over and over again, and I hope you do too. The album is called Let Them Fall in Love, and it's available wherever music is sold. And CeCe, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, come back on the next one.
Okay.
All right, I'll hold you to it.
You got it.
Not 9 years.
You got it. Okay, not 9.
Maybe 9 months?
No.
No deadlines. All right.
No deadlines.
Sometime in the near future.
You got it.
All right.
I'll take it.
Well, still to come, a partnership between civic leaders, law enforcement, and even members of the NFL.
Anytime, someone like myself is able to make it out is vitally important that I come back and give these kids a chance to see that, hey, he has his college degree, he went to the pros.
Go inside this unique ministry next when we come back. Well, examples of leadership can help keep young people out of trouble. A Virginia pastor is building a diverse team of leaders, and as Charlene Aaron shows us, that partnership is making a difference.
James Risper is passionate about saving young people from the streets. The 58-year-old pastor of God's Assemblage of Faith Church recently wore a prison jumpsuit to illustrate the consequences of bad decisions.
It's easy to look at, but it's hard to wear. I wore this.
His overall message to these young people, the time for change is now. Pastor Risper's nonprofit organization is called Am I My Brother's Keeper, which aims to mentor and help youth make healthy decisions in life.
I picked up that name because it's biblical. What it's about is getting the young people to understand that there's a way out of all situations.
Risper knows what it's like to take the wrong path. That's because he grew up in the same community he's trying to reach. His bad decisions led to drug addiction and jail. In 2006, his son was shot and killed. The pastor now wants to help young people avoid similar pitfalls.
I came through homelessness and drugs and everything, so what I'm doing now is giving back some of the things that God gave me.
Risper and his fiancée Terry Brinson hope to open a community youth center, offering education services and helping kids dealing with gang violence, drugs, and bullying.
We just want to offer a full scale of everything that's pertaining to life that would help to make your life more complete and better.
His vision is spreading. Former Green Bay Packer Aaron Rouse spoke recently at Risper's annual community event. Rouse also grew up here and wants to show success can be attained.
And anytime, someone like myself is able to make it out is vitally important that I come back and give these kids and the youth a chance to see that, hey, he has his college degree, he went to the pros, he's educated, now he has a career, and which was founded in education.
Virginia Beach Mayor Will Sessoms highlighted the need for government to partner with groups like Am I My Brother's Keeper.
The city cannot do everything on its own, but when it partners with faith-based organizations and nonprofit organizations, those partnerships are terrific. And when we're partnered together, making things happen, get out of our way.
Risper also seeks to improve young people's negative perception of law enforcement.
Most of the police are not like the ones that we have seen. Most of them are out there to serve and protect, but our youth catch on by what they hear others saying. And whenever police kill or shoot somebody, usually it is a black man, but at the same token, they don't know the whole story.
Officers credit Risper and other efforts like this for trying to make their work easier.
He helps us with recruiting, which we really need. He helps us with understanding. So the partnership's important.
Young people attending the awareness program say it opened their eyes.
As a teenager, I'm like, I can't wait to get out the house. But in seeing what's out there, it's like, I can stay a little bit longer.
These days, it's a lot of shootings and stuff. Yeah, and so I stay out the streets and in church more.
Christine Davis lost a friend to gun violence.
He was at the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong people. And as a teenager, that's really hard for somebody to cope with that.
Parents say the event helped them understand the problems their kids face.
They need to be aware of the things that's, plaguing our community. And I'm just happy that they had the opportunity to experience the wonderful skits and the speakers. And, I believe that it's going to empower them and make them better and make the parents better as well.
Something this ex-offender says is needed now more than ever. Charlene Aaron, CBN News.
Well, that is a wonderful story and a wonderful program. And let me encourage you, get involved in this kind of thing. Let's reach out. And if your church can do something like this, what a wonderful thing to do, to show young people there's a hope, there's a future, There's a way out. There's not life on the streets. There's life in Jesus. And let the police department be a part of it. Let the city be a part of it, and see what amazing things can happen, how we can transform neighborhoods just through the power of love. We leave you this wonderful verse from Proverbs: where there is no guidance, the people fall, but in abundance of counselors, there is victory. God bless you. We'll see you again tomorrow.